Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to June's top 5 video. We may add a second one, but for now, we'll just keep it to this for now. So we have a different top 5, and I know the title is confused to top 5 one and done. Even Alex was confused by this, so I'm gonna explain what one and done means. Shane coined the term to me, and I thought it was brilliant. Basically, the one and done film is basically a film that we may admire it, or we may even love it, but there's a certain quality, or there's content, or there's a certain tone that makes us from watching the film ever again. So for example, like 12 Years a Slave. You know, the harrowing journey might make it seem like you don't want to watch it again. Kind of like that. And of course, we're going to start off with some honorable mentions, and we're going to have Alex start off because... Welcome back, my friend.
Glad to be back.
Welcome back.
Okay, starting with a Serbian film, Inconvenient Truth, The Devil's Rejects from Rob Zombie. So those are my honorable mentions. Austin, what you got?
Alright, starting off with Spotlight. The next one up, American History X. Next one up is a movie called Kids. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
Is that the horror movie where it's like kids are taking over?
No,
that's
it's basically it's made by Harmony Korine, who made Spring Breakers. It was released back in the 90s, and it follows these kids, get it, as they're pretty much horny teenagers, and one of them is spreading AIDS.
What the fuck?
Next up, even though this is more of a happy movie, but the ending makes me want to cry, is Marley and Me. And the last one, 12 Years a Slave, as I mentioned before.
Alright, so Les Miserables, Spy Kids, Team America World Police.
Really?
What? 2012. And the last one is the 2006 remake of King Kong.
But anyways, yeah guys, so those are my mentions. So let's get into the films that, even though we may like them or admire them, or even love them, or dare I say even hate them, we can never watch them again because they did something to us emotionally, or something to us. Let's begin.
Number 5. Okay, my number 5 is a documentary. I already mentioned one in my honorable mentions, An Inconvenient Truth. This is kind of the same thing. Not really. It's by one of the most famous directors for documentaries, Michael Moore.
Oh, no.
Fahrenheit 9/11. Basically, this goes as like one of those conspiracy theories, like the Bush administration had something to do with 9/11.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. All right.
I was like, fuck you.
I was like, how do you come up with this stuff? I was not a fan of this movie. It pissed me off. I only saw it once. One and done for me.
And you know what an interesting thing about it?
What?
George W. Bush got a Razzie nomination for Worst Actor. Which is the funniest thing I have ever seen.
This is bullshit. Fahrenheit 9/11 is my number 5.
Number 5 comes to a movie, I cannot remember when this came out, but it's a romance movie. It's a romance. It didn't piss out because it's a romance movie. I love this film. It's Blue Valentine. Ryan Gosling, Michelle Williams. It basically goes back and forth. Like, it shows them when they're really happy and in love, and then it cuts back and forth to when they're close to beginning a divorce. It truly feels like it feels improvised, and I think the film was improvised. To all you guys out there, when Valentine's Day comes up, do not watch this with your girlfriend. At anything, this will make them break up with you. That's how horrifying this movie is.
Unless she has a dark sense of humor.
No, not even that. It's raw, it's full of raw emotion. It's a different kind of romance movie. It's much different. I wouldn't even classify it as a romance. It's just a straight up drama movie. But if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it once because it's a very well made film. It's almost all improvised. I was really blown away with all the improvisation. But yeah, Blue Valentine, I can never watch that movie again. That's for damn certain, because psychologically and emotionally, it hit me like a truck.
Austin, what's your favorite beer?
I don't have a favorite beer.
You don't have a favorite beer?
You mean root beer?
No.
I don't like beer.
Well, what's one beer that you can think of?
Heineken?
Fuck that shit!
Really? Blue Velvet?
I can't, I had to watch this for a class.
Same too.
So I was sick one day and I watched it. Okay, my worst mistake was watching a David Lynch movie while I was sick. I was extremely sick, and I had to watch this before I went into class the next day, or like the next week. So I got to the part where Dennis Hopper walks in and he's got the mask like,
oh god, that part.
And I was like, and they just do that whole freaky living room scene, and the guy,
the voyeur scene.
I was like, fuck. And dead silence after he left the room. I'm just like, what is this?
I love Blue Velvet. I've seen that movie many times now at this point.
Well, if this is me watching it sick, I probably don't want to watch this when I'm normal. I laughed at the Heineken.
Dennis Hopper was amazing in that movie. He was great.
I'll give him credit for that, but
he was great.
The Heineken line cracked me up.
Heineken, fuck that shit. Pops Blue Ribbon.
Oh.
And then of course you have the whole sex scenes with the singer and everything,
God.
which is like, what does this have to do? And then of course they go into the lawn and with all the bugs.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? What is this for? David, stop trying to be weird when you don't have to be. And then Sunshine Happiness.
Do you not know David Lynch? He's fucking weird as hell.
I know, but this was what my thought was, because this was my first ever David Lynch movie.
Same here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
my first one.
And then of course, Happy Galore, 1950s family style happiness, right at the end of the film once Dennis Hopper's dead. Happy 1950s, whatever decade this was.
Oh my
that I know it's an
Mr.
80s movie,
Sandman, bring me a treat.
I was like, Jesus. Alright, so that's why Blue Velvet. Heineken, fuck that shit.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4, this is probably going to be a very controversial choice because we all know this story, but I'm probably going to pick the best one that there's been, film-wise. My number 4, Passion of the Christ. We all know the story of Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, how he died and all that stuff. Like his life and everything.
My church denounced the movie.
I mean, it's not that...
So did Jupiter Christian. Yeah, it's an excellent film, but it's like...
Mel Gibson's too
it's not the harrowing thing about, you know, especially when you're seeing Jesus being beat, like that's hard to watch. But
it's hard to watch.
It's something else about that makes me not want to watch. I mean, I'm sure I will. Like,
maybe it's the director.
Maybe it's that.
because he's fucking crazy.
Other than that, this film is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I only had to watch it once for that reason alone.
I've seen it a few times.
I only had to watch it once. Simply put, Passion of the Christ is my number 4.
Okay, my number 4 is a foreign movie. This came out, I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I can't remember even the guy's name, but I know he directed a movie called Love, which came out, I think this year was last year, I'm not too certain.
It was last year.
But it's a movie called, I'm probably gonna butcher his name, it's called Irreversible, I think it's called.
Irreversible?
Yeah. This girl is with this guy, she is pregnant, she feels that she might be pregnant. The story is told in reverse chronological order, and it gets to a point where Monica Bellucci's boyfriend's character, they're at a club, they're having a good time, and her boyfriend's character is flirting a lot because that's apparently a thing that she hates that he does. So she goes back home, or she tries to, and she goes to this underground tunnel, and she witnesses a guy trying to mug somebody, a girl, but then he turns his attention to her, he starts beating her, he starts, oh fuck, this thing about this scene almost makes me want to cry right now. Basically what happens, she gets raped.
Oh.
And,
Great.
And it's an 11-minute rape scene.
Oh,
all done.
11 minutes?
Oh, Jesus Christ,
What
11 minutes?
But all done in one shot.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking hey.
Then the boyfriend wants to find out who this guy is. But that's basically just a taste of this film of what happens. It's so fucking hairy. And the way how it's shot, it's very, very angry. It's a very angry color palette. A lot of reds in it. But, oh my god, I just remember seeing that one scene and seeing the ending. The ending pissed me off too. I won't spoil what happens in the ending, but it's well shot, well directed, well acted, but that one scene, I remember hearing about it, I was like, okay, no, I'm curious to check this out. Because curiosity always gets me when it comes to movies sometimes.
And it always kills you.
That too. It's the very first time I ever watched a movie, I had to stop and take a break. If you're into foreign films, I would say, yeah, check this out, but just bear in mind, forewarning, you probably never want to watch it again, especially after the rape scene that happens, and especially after the ending scene, because Jesus Christ, it is just, oh, well made, but never again. Never again. Number 4.
Alright, well, I said off camera that Austin's gonna hate me for saying this movie. I mentally checked out after this particular scene that they all laughed at, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck?
Oh, I remember you telling me about that. What, okay, what is it?
It's Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
You're tearing me apart, Joe!
Well, listen, I'm not a fan of that type of superhero.
Oh, I fucking, it's not really, it's more of a graphic novel.
But I'm not a type of fan of that hero. I didn't find it very fun. I also didn't think that the whole video game style look really added to it.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, I know you guys were praising it, and I know everyone else I knew was praising it, and I'm just sitting there going, the story I didn't think was fun to watch. I didn't think the character, I don't really like Scott Pilgrim as a hero, like I said. I like my heroes to be strong, but I also like them to have a lot of conflict. There's conflict, but he's a weak kid. It just doesn't work with Michael Cera for me. Vegan police!
God,
that alone is why it's my number 4. Just the vegan.
Really?
Not that alone, but that was what triggered it.
Okay. Damn it!
Number 3.
Okay.
Okay, my number 3 I saw in college at FAU. This did win Best Picture, 1990.
Oh.
Dances with Wolves.
Wait, you didn't like that?
I did love it.
No,
I
absolutely.
love Dances with Wolves. This is Kevin Costner's best film.
And it's his directorial debut too, right?
Directorial debut. I watched the director's cut of it.
Oh, cool. Oh, you watched the 3-hour version?
No, it was 4.
Oh, it was 4 hours.
It was at least 4
Shit.
hours.
So that was the length that makes you want to watch it again?
Well, not that.
It's an extremely long movie.
It's just, I understand it's great dialogue, but it's one of those movies you only have to watch once.
Okay.
Unless you want to see Kevin Costner's naked ass.
Oh, okay. So it's basically like you can watch it once, but if you want to, you can.
Like, see, one and done. You can only see it once, but after that, it's like, what's the point? You already know what the story's going to be.
So,
you know,
I do that a lot. I watch it again.
You know what the story is going to be in this movie, like
it's what Pocahontas and Avatar got their inspiration from.
Exactly.
That I do know.
Dances with Wolves, amazing film, but you can only see it once. That's why it's my number 3.
Okay, my number 3 came out in 2011, and it stars Michael Fassbender from the same director of 12 Years a Slave. I know you know.
Wait. I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember the title.
The title is called. It's called that.
Opening Dr. Pepper.
It's a film called Shame.
Shame.
I knew someone was gonna do that.
I thought you said Shame.
Sorry,
no, Shame.
I had to.
Shame. But Shame follows a character played by Michael Fassbender, and he's basically, his life is full of sex addiction. It's just sex. Pornography is on his computer. Oh my god, he has people cheat on their husbands because of him. Like, it's, oh my, he is a very unlikable character.
So it's a dramatic version of Don John.
It's a way darker version of Don John. Yes, where Don John is at least funny and has an uplifting ending. This is just straight up depressing throughout the entire thing. Like Blue Valentine, it feels raw. It's shot in such a way that makes you feel uncomfortable while you're watching it. You also see Michael Fassbender's dick, so you see that too. you do see that actually. Yeah, he just walks around and then it's right there, right in front of you. Well made. I love Michael Fassbender. I love Steve McQueen. I cannot wait to see his next film. But yeah, Shame. It's not shame on you, but it's just a great movie. It's a great film. I do recommend it, but just be warned. It's really hard to watch, and it's graphic as hell. So always keep in mind for that. So that's why Shame is my number 3.
We all watched this together on a movie night that we did last year.
I think
I know what it is.
And,
please don't.
I remember I got so pissed off at a particular scene.
Yes, okay.
It's not.
Can I whisper to you?
Oh,
can I whisper to you?
I know what it is.
Yes.
I fucking know it.
We didn't even watch it. We just commented on the bitches. My number 3 is Nightcrawler.
I freaking know it. Oh, I could see Lucas go like, what?
You know how pissed off I got.
I know one person in particular is gonna lose shit.
I fucking lost my mind. Because
he's a cameraman.
Yeah, listen, I work in the news industry. All right,
he works with the news.
Yes, yeah, I'm there constantly when we go live. I know how the whole operation works.
Yeah.
So, seeing Nightcrawler, I'm like, huh. I'd be interested to see what they do. It's not representing news properly.
Okay.
Nothing true was represented in that movie, and that pissed me off for somebody that works in that industry and is full passionate about it. So that's why. It's not my number 1 because the other 2 just creep me the fuck out. So
I still love Nightcrawler. I still love Nightcrawler, but I mean from your standpoint, I understand.
And it's like, that's why I got pissed off.
Number 2.
My top 2 affected me very emotionally.
Same with mine.
My heart and my soul. Like, I can never watch these movies again. Well, my number 2 is something you mentioned in your honorable mentions. Your Best Picture winner, 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows how graphic this movie is.
Oh, fuck.
The whole story of Solomon, like how he's kept 12 years. You know how long that is?
Yeah, that's
as a slave.
It's a fucking long time.
12 years. And his family had to grow up without him.
Yeah.
His family, he had kids, didn't he?
Grandkids.
Yeah, he had grandkids by the time he got back to
by the time he had gotten back to whatever establishment, wherever
I think he was in New York.
Yeah, it was in New York, yes. And I remember that Cody and Shane went with us to see it. They walked out, but they came right back in. Yeah, Cody said Cody said he walked up because he couldn't take what he was watching.
It was that scene, wasn't it?
No, it was before the whipping scene. It was before.
No, I know. It was the scene where he was.
Yeah, it was. Oh god, I remember that too. I was like,
oh. Lupita Nyong'o was great.
Winning Best Supporting Actress deservedly.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
And getting raped by Michael
Fassbender was great.
Oh yeah, and he fainted on set too. He fainted on set.
So emotionally draining that I bawled like a baby during that movie. That's why 12 Years a Slave is my number 2.
Number 2, Alex, you mentioned this in honorable mentions, and it is a Serbian movie. A
Serbian film.
Serbian film, whatever. Film, movie, whatever. So basically I was in my study hall class, and everyone was like, everyone was talking about it. It was like the hot talk in my study hall. I asked them, I was like, what the heck are you guys talking about? And they're like, it was like, you curious? Watch. I'm like, alright. It's about a retired porn star, a semi-retired, and he's had to hide his past from his family. He has a wife and a little child. He has a brother who's a corrupt cop. And basically, when looks like he's out of finances, his former co-star talks to him about this up-and-coming indie porn director, tells him, we got a new director, he's really, I guess, brave and wants to shoot some really, like, I guess, experimental stuff, as they say, especially to the nice guys. And when he goes on his first day of set, oh my god, like the shit that he sees, Jesus Christ, like...
Oh. Like there's actual violence involved?
There's violence,
yep,
there's rape, there's necrophilia in it. Torture, necrophilia, there's... Oh, god, okay, I will say this one phrase. Newborn porn. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh god, no.
It felt like it was a sin to watch the movie. I felt like I was committing the biggest sin possible watching the movie, and I feel like
you felt dirty. You needed a shower.
Exactly.
This movie.
Yeah, and I feel like if I ever watch it again, I feel like I'm gonna literally go to hell if I watch it again, because it is just that. Christ, it's well made, it's well acted, it's very shot, it's well shot, it's well lit, and I will not lie, there is a good story in it. It's a porn star that wants to provide for his family. I mean that's likable, that's sympathetic to a point. I guess if you're into fucked up shit, I guess watch this movie, because this is easily the most fucked up movie I've ever seen. Easily. Pink Flamingos, as much as that movie scarred me for life, that isn't even compared to a Serbian film.
That's your number 1 of that.
No. Number 2, a Serbian film.
Alright, so my number 2 came out last year. It's an indie movie, so none of you guys know what this is.
We'll see.
But I saw this on video on demand. It came straight out on demand right away. It was recommended to me because it's David Cronenberg.
Oh, I got it.
It's a David Cronenberg film. But my number 2 is Maps to the Stars.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Okay, so Julianne Moore, star. Well, she's not really the star, but she's like the semi-star. She plays like a struggling actress that's trying to get the role of a remake that her mother did that got her an Academy Award.
Oh, okay.
So she's trying. At the same time, she gets an assistant who's played by Alice in the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movies. Robert Pattinson is in it as a struggling actor slash Uber driver.
AKA what he is now.
Yeah. But he gets to fuck Julianne Moore in the movie, so that's a plus. It's the last 10 minutes of the movie that are really the most horrifying things to watch. It was branded as a dark comedy, and Julianne Moore got a Golden Globe nomination for comedic role.
What?
It's like there's nothing. It's like I don't understand why this was a comedy. David Cronenberg said it's supposed to be a dark satire of Hollywood. But
that's not Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, it's like I didn't see that. I don't know what he's talking about, but it was good, but never again. Never. That was that fucking 10 minutes. I don't want anybody to watch it because it was fucking weird.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm curious to watch it.
But it's David Cronenberg. I expect little horror elements in there, but nothing like that. So, don't see it.
It's number 1.
Like I said, for my number 2, this one affected me emotionally. Like, so emotionally that I probably won't see this again. It's an amazing film. This film is absolutely amazing. I saw it in my sophomore year of high school. During, I think it was World History class.
Oh, okay. Another world history class.
Yeah, this is world history, not world geography. World history.
Well, it's a world class.
My number 1, Schindler's List.
Oh, I still have not seen it.
It's based on a true story.
The first, like 50 minutes, I'm totally missed. That was just whole dialogue, like some sort of thing where the Nazis invaded this town.
Yeah.
And they had to take all the Jews and stuff, and all the children went on the buses. Oh my. Powerful, powerful movie. It's just one of those movies that you can only see once. It's so good. This is one of Liam Neeson's best films he's ever done.
And so is Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes.
Oh
Ralph
yeah,
Fiennes,
that's right.
too.
Yeah.
I think Steven Spielberg did this.
Yes.
And he won Academy Award, his first Academy Award, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he did. I don't really need to explain it because everybody knows how powerful this movie
I
is.
still need to see it.
It's a one and done for me. That's why it's my number one.
For my number one, just like Joe's number one, or for his number two, my bad. For his number two, the last action instead of 10, it's the last 30 minutes that makes me never want to watch the movie again. It's a Darren Aronofsky movie. It's Requiem for a Dream.
Wow.
God,
Huh.
I don't get me wrong, I love this movie, I really do, and it centers around drug addiction. Burstyn, she's not really addicted. Yeah, she gets addicted to a weight loss pill. Jared Leto, who's gonna be the new Joker, and Marlon Wayans, I believe. I think it's Marlon Wayans. They're addicted to heroin, along with Jennifer Connelly. Ellen Burstyn believes she's being accepted onto a game show, not really a game show, but onto a show that Christopher McDonald is hosting, if I remember correctly. And then so she takes the pain pills, not pain pills, but she takes these weight pills in order to fit back into her dress that she wore a long time ago. And she ends up becoming addicted, and she ends up not wanting to eat. And as a result, oh my, she looks like a fucking, like a skeleton at the end of the movie. To the point where, Jared Leto and Marlon Wayans, they're trying to get money to, basically, not just heroin, but coke as well. Like, they're full-on drug addicts. And at one point, Jennifer Connelly has to sell her body to be a prostitute, and then at one point she gets hired by somebody, and at the end, oh Jesus God, watching that just, and then Jared Leto's arm gets infected by using a used heroin needle. Jesus God, and
Wow.
yeah, the last half an hour of this movie is just so, not only violent, it's dark, it's upsetting, it's harrowing, it literally, it combines all, it's very negative, but in like the best execution for the best executed way possible. Very well directed by Darren Aronofsky, very well written. It almost garnered a 1917 rating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they released it unrated, if I remember correctly, and I remember just watching, like, okay, this is good, and then as soon as I saw one scene, I think it was when Ellen Burstyn was being operated on, she had shock therapy, and then she had to be force-fed. I was just like, oh my God, no. And I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but every time the last 3 minutes comes up, I turn off the movie, no questions, because I cannot stand to watch the last 3 minutes. Don't get me wrong, a Serbian film is soul draining. This one is just draining on every single level. It drains me as a human being to watch it. I cannot truly deal with the emotions that happen within those last 30 minutes, so that's why Requiem for a Dream is my number one.
So my number one has a good example of the saying, reality always trumps fiction.
Okay.
It's a documentary.
Oh,
I had to watch this in high school. That made me want to get out of the school as quickly as fucking possible.
Oh, I know what it is now.
My number one is Jesus Camp.
Oh, you told me that's the scariest horror movie you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the scariest movie ever.
Oh, shit.
Any movie, it trumps every horror movie that has ever come out in the history of the world. Holy shit. Oh, just what they do to these kids is just fucking atrocious. First of all, they tell them Harry Potter's evil. They say, warlocks are enemies of God. And I don't care what kind of hero they are an enemy of God. And if Harry Potter would have existed, he would have been put to death. Yeah, you may think you do good things, but you're all destined for hell. You're all evil. You will never do good in the world. You may think that you're Christians, but you always think like evil thoughts.
Jesus.
You are never good enough to be worshipped into heaven. You deserve to go to hell. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And they're telling kids that are like 5 to 8 years old.
Wow.
They're kids. They're being scared to fucking death. They're crying their eyes out. There's kids doing seizures on the fucking floor.
What?
Yeah. They're speaking in tongues.
You watched this at JCS.
Yes, they made us watch this at a Christian school.
I'd be fucking horrified.
What do you think I wanted to get out of there?
I understand why.
Like, this is not the type of like Christianity we want to be preaching to the kids. These people are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Be in the world.
Now I want to see this.
Because it's happening in real life. It's on Netflix.
Alright guys, so those were our top 5 one and done films. Again, one and done, I will explain it again for those of you, or if your jump means again, it's that a film could have good quality to know. For those of you who want to know Talai's top 5, July's top 5 is top 5 movies we watch to make ourselves feel better. So, the upside of this. If you guys enjoyed this top 5, please like, share, and subscribe to more content from us. And, as always,